What's going on YouTube? It is Just My Opinion, and today I'm going to be reviewing YBN Cordae's debut release, The Lost Boy. Now, YBN Cordae is a much-deserved XXL freshman rapper who's been gaining a lot of buzz over the past year or so. He's part of the YBN crew, in which YBN Namir got pretty popular with his song Rubbing Off the Paint. But YBN Cordae brings something completely different to this crew. Instead of chasing trends, he's just a very traditional rapper. He gained a lot of buzz with his remix of My Name Is by Eminem, which started blowing up all over the internet, got on World Star, got pretty big, and got pretty popular for his rebuttal track to J. Cole's 1985, which is featured off of J. Cole's album KOD last year, all to lead up to this album. So what did we get from this album? So the album starts with Wintertime, which is a standout track of mine. A great start to the album, has a very, very nice jazzy feel to it. Love the keys, and always gotta love a nice saxophone thrown in there as well. On this one, Cordae is painting a very good picture as far as his childhood, growing up, waiting tables, doing Zans, trying to make it through college by rapping. He's doing this all with great wordplay and flows and storytelling. And I got crazy J. Cole vibes on this track, even from the sing-songy hook on it as well. But definitely not bad company to be in, especially for a first release being compared to J. Cole. We then get Have Mercy, which is more of a new school trap sounding song that has this eerie flute sample mixed in there. This is also just a flexing track. This one kind of has Cordae talking about his transgressions and the L's that he's taken throughout his life and how he's kind of bouncing back and has bounced back from it in a big way. We then get Sweet Lord. He's taking us to church on this one. A quick little interlude, but can't go unnoticed. Dude has some soul. He can actually sing a little bit. So definitely a highlight as far as him being able to hold a note. Then we get Bad Idea, which is definitely my favorite song off of this album. Love the interpolation of Scarface's classic song, but kind of redid it, made it a little jazzier, a little brighter, more colorful. Sounds almost like either a grass isn't as greener or like a survival's guilt type of style, in which he's saying pretty much he doesn't want to return back home to where he came from, where all of his pain came from, but at the same time he can't neglect it either. And Chance the Rapper on this one fit in like a glove perfectly. This is one of the best verses I've heard from him in a while. These two had great chemistry, killer hook, overall fantastic track. Then we get Thanksgiving, which is another standout track on the album, another amazing track, very smooth, very soulful. Another killer hook with great backing vocals. This song is all about a girl that he's dating, he's bringing to meet the family for the first time, but not just meeting them for the first time, doing it on Thanksgiving, which could be very stressful situation, just having your girlfriend, meeting your parents, your family, everybody for the first time, all in the midst of not even knowing if this is even going to really last, the relationship is on the rocks. Something that I have not heard from as far as topically translated into a song. It's a really relatable subject, a down-to-earth subject, in which I wouldn't expect someone as young as Cordae to be able to pull off in such a great way. We then get R&P, which definitely pays an homage to the West Coast sound in hip-hop, which I was surprised to find out that J. Cole actually produced this song. You've just been killing it lately, J. Cole. This one's all about Cordae going back and forth talking about his rich problems with Anderson .Paak, who did an absolutely amazing job on his feature. The chemistry between the two of them going back and forth was absolutely amazing. We then get Broke as Fuck, which is a very creatively done song. Starts as a very dark, grim sounding production in which Cordae is talking about everything that he's gone through as far as his grandmother dying, his cousin getting shot, his brother going to jail. But then all of a sudden the beat switches and it becomes a lighter song in which it kind of almost is as if on the first half of the song, he's kind of reflecting on his past, but it kind of seems to be almost like a hopeless past where it's going nowhere. And then on the second half of the song, it's almost as if he's reflecting on his past and being thankful as far as how far he's gone and where he is still going to be continuing to go. Which I think is very creative the way that it was pulled off. We then get 1,000 Words, another standout track of mine on here, another smooth, jazzy, soulful instrumental, another killer hook showcasing YBN Cordae's ability to sing again. And this one is all about the addiction and evils of social media, particularly Instagram. A lot of people kind of find pleasure in social media. They create facades of who they really are on social media and kind of using it as an outlet of escapism from problems as well as solving real world problems, which is something I think a lot of the younger generation can relate to. We then get Way Back Home, another song that the instrumentation is just great, and Ty Dolla $ign sounded great on this one too. Didn't know how his chemistry between him and Cordae were going to work, but it sounded great on this one. I got major Chance and J. Cole vibes again on this track, but I don't have a problem with it for some reason because I feel like he's able to combine the great things that they do well, both Chance and J. Cole, and he's able to do it well himself. And before we get into Been Around, we get Grandma's House skit, which literally sounds like a gospel soul sing-along in either someone's house or like a 1940s style watering hole. So then Been Around, again, another great soulful, smooth track with great backing vocals on the hook. On this one, Cordae's delivery seemed a little bit flat, kind of lacking energy, but I feel like he did this on purpose because in the song, he kind of talks about everything that he has been going through over the past couple years, and it just sounds like it's draining him and taking a toll on him, which comes across as well in the delivery, so it feels intentional almost, which is a very, very subtle but creative touch to the track that makes the track great. We then get Nightmares Are Real, which again has another eerie, semi-trap sounding feel to it. Cordae and Pusha are kind of trading verses back and forth about their struggles and come-ups. Pusha T, I thought, had a great verse on this one. The hook was good. I just feel like on this one, Pusha T and Cordae's chemistry wasn't necessarily there the way that some of the other features like Anderson .Paak, Chance, but still a good song nonetheless. We then get Family Matters, which is a little bit more simple and melancholy in production. Cordae on this one, rapping all about the survival's guilt in which he feels as far as not being able to help out his family, which we've seen done by artists by Kendrick before. Cordae, I think, did this very, very well though, pretty much talking about his family and how they're suffering in silence. Well, all they want him to do is to continue to go out and pursue and chase his dreams as an artist. One aunt is a prostitute, another cousin of his is addicted to Xans, another family member of his is she's getting beat by her dad constantly. It's definitely a deep song, probably the deepest song on this album as far as delving into his life at home. Then we get We Go Make It, which has a soulful, churchy type sound to it in the production. It's another come-up story, but Cordae on this one enlists Meek Mill to help out as far as giving the motivation to keep going. We're gonna make it, we're gonna be good. I liked Meek's verse quite a bit, and he sounded good over this production, surprisingly. I haven't heard him rap over production like this before. The hook, I think, was a little bit weaker as far as I didn't really care for Meek as well as much on the hook, but it doesn't sound bad. It is growing on me as well. And the album ends with Lost and Found. This is a straight up flex track. I thought a lot of his bars, especially towards the end of the song, were good, but he threw in quite a bit of corny ones in there as well. Eating pussy like caviar. There's another bar in which he's talking about going Super Saiyan, which I feel like we've heard that so many different times. I definitely think that We Go Make It would have been a better closer to the album. So overall, in conclusion, this is a pretty damn good first release for YBN. This is definitely a surprise album. I know I'm a little bit behind this year on music, but this is definitely one of the better albums I've heard this year, and a surprise album coming from a newcomer in which I have not heard much of before in the past. I definitely see him being a guy that is able to bridge the gap, especially in hip hop, between the older and younger generations. To me, he just doesn't have that it factor that guys like a J. Cole or a Chance, guys that he definitely is influenced by, kind of have. But I'm definitely curious to see where he goes in the future from here. I mean, he already has the backings of a lot of great artists in the industry. And for an album that is called The Lost Boy, he definitely sounds very, very comfortable in his style, in his sound, and also in his position currently, both in hip hop and in music in general. So overall, I'm going to give this a 7.5 out of 10. Remember, this is just my opinion, and thank you for watching YouTube.